But before we get into this video guys, join my Discord server. Okay, that's it. Enjoy the video. Hello everybody, I wish my name was Markiplier and welcome back to another video where today we're gonna be playing a game that one of my fans actually made. Not for me specifically, but they just made it. Somebody named Tenka in my Discord server made this, which is still in early access as it says right there, with that Among Us there. It's supposed to be a dating simulator in the theme of ULTRAKILL, which is really an interesting concept to say the least. So let's start without any delays. Tenka says, hello early access players. If the game has some bugs or some stuff we're not supposed to see, DM me on Discord. Who cares? Who cares about all this? You're not playing, I'm playing. Day 1, Prologue. Silence shatters. A million shards of glass that pierce the soul. The echoes of memories, once warm and vibrant, now taunt with their absence. The void left by the departed yawns like a chasm, an endless abyss that threatens to consume all in its path. And yet, in this desolate landscape, a voice whispers sweet nothings. But the truth lies elsewhere. The voice is a mere echo, a desperate attempt to fill the silence. The breeze is a figment, or figment, I don't know, a cruel trick of the mind. The shadows are empty, hollow vessels that mock the loneliness. The fantasy becomes reality, the lines blurred beyond recognition. The shadows take on lives of their own. Their whispers a cacophony of comfort and despair. The silence is a distant memory, a fleeting moment of clarity lost in the maelstrom of madness. The void remains, a constant reminder of the loss that can never be regained. It is time you wake up from this delusion, my child. Dude, I can barely read that. Stop doing that. My head hurts. I don't remember anything. Who am I again? What was my name? Try to recall your name. Oh, is this where you cleverly ask us to put a name for ourselves? Well, there's my name. Everybody knows that. Ah, right, my name's that. TondarYZD. Wake up. Hey, wake up! Well, okay, let's save that because we know how long these visual novels go. I personally am not a big fan of visual novels because the last time I played one was DDLC, and when I got to the good part, I actually fell asleep playing it. And I'm playing this because this is a special one. It's made by one of my subscribers. Not specifically for me, but still made in ULTRAKILL's theme. You fall out of your bed in panic. You look up from your position on the floor and have your eyes blinded by familiar yellow light. Yes, the sun. Oh, never mind, it's not the sun. V2, is that you? Yeah, I'm here. Hurry and get up already, we're going to be late. Dude, the art looks hella slick. You're always oversleeping, you know that? What are you doing here anyway? How did you even get in? V2, I wanted to walk with you to school, but you didn't answer the door at all, so I broke in. Ah, yes, so casually. Don't worry, I didn't damage anything. Much. It's already 7. You've only got 30 minutes to get ready. You're going to have to hustle if you don't want to be late. Guess I slept for a while then. I don't even remember setting an alarm. Wait outside, I'll get ready. I don't want you watching me stumble around half asleep. V2, alright then, but hurry up, you don't have all morning. V2 left your room, the wooden door closing behind them. Soft click. With a deep sigh, you finally rise from your plush bed and shuffle over to the closet. Your clothes are likely a crumpled mess, but you can't be bothered. The students probably won't care if your uniform is a bit disheveled. You quickly run a shower and get changed. After hastily putting on your uniform and packing your books, you run out of the door and into the closet. You meet V2 and the both of you walk out the front door. Now we are outside. This scenery looks nice. I have no idea if you drew it yourself or took it from somewhere, but it definitely looks nice. The both of you walk side by side on the streets, greeting fellow students that passed by. V2, however, seems lost in their own world, their fingers twitching with a nervous energy that's hard to ignore. You notice they're fidgeting and wonder what's bothering them. Just as you're about to ask, V2 speaks up, their voice is a little tighter than usual. Did you do your homework? Said V2. I said, no, I'm getting my ass beat. V2, honestly same, didn't feel like doing my homework, I just wanted to. V2's voice trails off and they pause. Never mind, you raise an eyebrow, sensing that something was off. V2's expression turned guarded, their optic darting away from yours. Just ignore what I said V2. I said probably. V2's tension was palpable, their usual carefree demeanor replaced by a nervous energy. You reached out trying to offer some comfort. I said, you're usually not this tense. V2's optic flickered back to your gaze, a fleeting glimpse of vulnerability before they looked away again. You pressed on, trying to reassure them. You know you can talk to me if you're feeling down, I said. You instinctively reached for V2's hand, hoping to offer some physical comfort, but V2 pulled their hand away, their movement sudden and jerky. It was as if they were afraid of your touch. No, bitches. The rejection stung, leaving you feeling uncertain. It was unusual. V2 isn't usually this nervous and hesitant. You wondered what was bothering them, what had caused this sudden change in behavior. V2's voice cut through the awkward silence, their tone forced and bright. V2, let's just get to school, okay? Oh wait, it actually said the tone was messed up. Let's just get to school, okay? Yeah, probably said it like that. They glanced at you like they were pleading for you to drop the subject. V2, you don't need to worry about me, just a little stressed about something. You, what is it you're stressed about then? V2's response was immediate and absolute. They completely ignored your question, their gaze fixed on some point ahead as the two of you approached the school gates. The silence between you was oppressive, heavy with unspoken words and unresolved tension. Ooh, new scenery. The hallways are a sea of noise, with students chattering and laughing as they navigate the crowded corridors. V2's hand closes around yours, their grip firm as they push through the crowd. V2, God, all these idiots in the way. Hey, stop blocking the corridor! Their loud rebuke echoes off the walls, drawing the attention of numerous students. Some stare, taken aback by V2's outbursts, while others snicker. I wonder who the other students are, if we're in ULTRAKILL universe right now. However, V2's raised voice also catches the attention of someone else, someone special. Gabriel's voice cut through the noise, his tone calm and authoritative. Dude, some of these words that you're using I've never even used in my whole life. Please do not yell in the halls, said Gabriel. Why does Gabriel look so, like, Twinkie, like how he is in the lore? V2, fuck off. Gabriel, not so friendly of you, V2. Always treat your fellow students with respect. V2 lets out a snort. V2, cut the good student crap. Gabriel, Gabriel's pause is brief, but it's enough to convey his disapproval. Anyway, I see that you have TondarYZD with you. Gabriel takes your hand in his before pressing a kiss to the back of your palm. Ooh, good morning, TondarYZD. How was your morning? But before you can respond, V2's voice cut through the air, their tone sharp. Oi! V2's hands dart out, shoving Gabriel away from you with a sudden burst of force. You guys aren't even dating. Back off, stop acting like you've known them longer than me, said V2. Gabriel, agitated, just as Gabriel was about— My ears, bro! To use quieter sound effects. Jesus. The bell rang and V2 swiftly pulled you away, dragging you toward your next class. As you were ushered down the hallway, you could have sworn you heard Gabriel's venomous mutter under his breath. I'll get them soon, V2. You're nothing but an insignificant. You didn't get to hear the rest of Gabriel's insult as V2 yanked you into a hasty retreat. The two of you disappeared in the crowded hallway. You and V2 slipped into class just in the nick of time. The door creaked shut behind you as your professor entered seconds later, a stack of dusty textbooks teetering in his arms. You know, by my video's standards time, I should be done by now, but this is a visual novel, so we gotta make it a little longer. V2 dropped into the seat behind you, their long legs fidgeting relentlessly as they kicked the back of your chair with a petulant thud. The motion was repetitive and annoying, like the incessant drumming of a toddler's heels on a flight. You shot V2 a warning glance over your shoulder, but they just shrugged and continued their rhythmic kicking. Professor Ferryman, Ferryman is a professor, cleared his throat, surveying the room with a bland expression. Hello class, today, he paused, shuffling through his notes. We'll be learning about, another pause, this one longer. The class exchanged restless glances, and Shard, seated across from you, muttered under his breath, Wait, Shard appeared in the game already? Shut up, Finally, Professor Ferryman's figure lit up with a burst of enthusiasm. Today we will learn how to dead coin, for real. Man, he's trying so hard to fit in. The class stared, unimpressed, and you felt your own eyes glazing over as the professor's monotone voice droned on. As the minutes ticked by, you felt your eyelids growing heavy and your head nodding forward in a slow, inevitable descent. V2's kicking grew more sporadic. Dude, what is that word? My vocabulary is not this wide! And you wondered if they, too, were succumbing to the professor's sleep-inducing lecture. The air in the room seemed to thicken, becoming heavier and more oppressive until you felt like you were drowning in a sea of boredom. Your eyelids grew heavy and your eyes drifted shut. The sound of the classroom faded into the background, replaced by the gentle whispers of your subconscious. Your mind began to stir, foggy and disoriented. You felt hazy, as if you were floating in a dreamlike state. A warmth spread across your skin, and you sensed the intense heat of the sun beating down on you. Is Sisyphus beating me up? The air was thick and dry, filled with the scent of sand and rock. Am I in greed? Suddenly, your body lurched, and you felt yourself falling. Your stomach dropped, and your heart raced as you plummeted toward the ground. You landed with a thud, the hard sandstone scraping against your skin. The impact jarred you awake, and you sat up, rubbing your head, trying to make sense of your surroundings. Oh shit, it's V2's death scene. You looked around, disoriented. Where am I? As you tried to process your thoughts, something red fell from the sky and crashed onto the same platform you were on. You immediately recognized the figure to be V2. A shudder comes up your spine as blood splattered everywhere. With a feeling of unease, you slowly approach the puddle. Whoa! V2! A green arm, unmistakably V2's, lies limp above the puddle, sending a jolt of anguish through your chest. What happened? Your voice cracks. What happened? And you feel yourself crumbling to the ground, overcome with despair. You scream, denial tearing through your chest. No! V2 is alive, I swear! Said Tenka while being dragged to the ward. Oh, I woke up. You jolt upright, sweat dripping from your forehead, and tears pooling at the corners of your eyes. Your chest heaves with ragged breaths as if you've been running from a nightmare. V2 stands before you, their expression a mask of concern, their usually impassive face etched with worry. If that's how you say that word, I have no idea. You okay? You were sobbing in your sleep. You're lucky no one else in the class heard it. Seriously, what's gotten into you? Said V2. You hesitated, unsure how to explain the vivid dream. I had a dream. Without thinking, you launched yourself at V2, wrapping your arms around the robotic frame in a tight hug. Sorry if it was too sudden. It's fine, I won't push you into explaining that dream of yours. The two of you stood there, locked in an uncomfortable silence. The only sound, the quiet hum of the classroom's fluorescent lights. A full minute ticked by before V2 breaks the silence. Now, come on, it's already 9:30. Let's get snacks. Yeah, let's go. You better give me those sweets you promised the other day, said I. You and V2 walked toward the cafeteria in an uncomfortable silence. The only sound was students chattering and the soft rustling of leaves outside. As you entered the cafeteria, the aroma of freshly baked goods wafted through the air, momentarily lifting your somber mood. V2 left you alone, sitting on a table with just your thoughts. As you waited, you couldn't shake off the feeling that something was off. The dream still lingered in your mind, and you couldn't help but wonder if it was more than just a dream. Once V2 came back and handed you the sweets, you took a bite, and the sweetness momentarily distracted you from your thoughts. You savor the sweet, flaky goodness of your strawberry croissant, but your enjoyment is short-lived. V2's blank stare at the floor begins to worry you, and you reach out to tap their shoulder. V2, you're zoning out, said I. V2 blinked, their expression snapping back into focus. Huh? Oh yeah, sorry, said V2. Their voice is tinged with a hint of vulnerability, and you sense that something's bothering them. Just a little bit upset, don't worry. You're about to press V2 for more information when a loud, obnoxious voice cuts you off. Oh no. V2's face contorts in horror, their bright yellow optic widening in recognition. The most dangerous, most menacing, most threatening, most... What? V1? Wait, I'm not V1 in this? Wait, I thought I'm V1 this whole time. V1 appeared, the blue metal plating gleaming in the fluorescent light. Hi! V1 chimed, their voice dripping with sack up to V2's bright yellow optic widened in recognition, and they took a step back, their arms crossing over their chest. V1? What did I tell you about sneaking into the school? You're supposed to be at home. Wait, are they a little kid? They do look shorter. Christ, I'm the younger one here, yet it feels as if I'm dealing with the baby sibling. Wait, so V1's older. Sorry, I wanted to see my beloved little sibling. Is that too much to ask for? Plus, it sucks being locked up in the house all day. V2 said, get out. Get! V2's patience snaps, their voice rising to a shout. Leave! Aw man, said V1. Oh, they just left? They just left like that? V1 ran off, jumping off the walls and onto the floor. With a bounce, V1 flew... What was that word, ceiling? With a bounce, V1 flew through the ceiling, leaving a trail of debris in the wake. The scene was chaotic, with dust and debris raining down from the shattered ceiling. You stared after V1, shocked by their dramatic exit. V2 let out a deep sigh, their shoulders sagging in relief. God, that annoying little... They paused, collecting their thoughts before turning to you. Sorry you had to see that. I said, was that your older sibling? V2, yeah, I suppose I haven't introduced you to them yet. They're named V1. V1's several years older than me, but they're really immature. Always cooped up in that room playing FPS games. Their tone implies a long-standing frustration, a sense of being burdened by V1's antics. They just shake their head, sighing out their frustrations. Let's just get to class before the bell rings. V2's gaze drift off, their optic narrowing in thought. It's gym class right now, is it not? Yeah, I can't wait to see my favorite teacher. V2's expression turns skeptical, their arms crossing over their chest in a narrow, defensive stance. I don't understand why you like Sisyphus so much. Wait, Sisyphus is the gym teacher? V2, isn't he like secretly gay? I heard about the rumors of him being in a relationship with the school headmaster. And who is the school headmaster? You felt a flush rise to your cheeks as you hastily intervened. Could you not mention that? The rumors are just weird R34 artists. I remember this line. I said it myself in the Discord server. And AO3 fanfiction writers. I don't know what that is. V2 shrugged, their expression unyielding. Yeah, whatever, let's just go there. Okay, but before we actually go there, let me just save right here. So that was but a taste, an episode of Serendipity. If you liked it, feel free to join my Discord server and give your feedback to Tenka, the one who made this. And also my opinion on this is really amazing. It's really something cool that you have going on here, and the story is quite funny. Well, funny as in you see which characters have what roles in them, and actually seeing my own server members being part of the story. That's so cool. So if you got this far in this video, shout out to my channel members, appreciate all of you, and leave a like if you liked it, or maybe even comment or subscribe if you want to see more of not these kind of videos. This is only a temporary thing because this is a new game that came out. I never do visual novels on this channel. Check out my ULTRAKILL playlist instead. and I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care.